everyone. This is Michelle Gramoglia, the President and CEO here at Woodland Pond, and this is my weekly address for a Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, October 24th, 2023. So we'll start with some calendar type items. The first thing that's really important, tomorrow, which is Wednesday, the Village of New Paltz, which is where we are located, is going to be doing hydrant flushing. And when they flush their hydrants, sometimes we can get brown water. That is going to start tomorrow at 9 a.m. So anytime after 9 a.m. tomorrow, we could potentially see brown water. If you see brown water tomorrow, you should run your taps, okay? But when you run your taps, make sure that you stay to monitor them. Don't leave them unmonitored. Again, if you see brown water tomorrow, don't be surprised, don't be alarmed. That would be because the Village of New Paltz is flushing their fire hydrants tomorrow. And when they flush the fire hydrants, any sediment that's there might get stirred up, and that is normal. Some other things tomorrow at 3 p.m. in the PAC, there is the annual Resident Association meeting. And as you have seen in some of the other announcements, this is a big, very important meeting. This is open to all residents and will be aired on channel 1340. This will be where the Resident Association annual meeting happens to receive reports from all of the committees. Tom Gilder, I think, will chair the meeting, as well as there will be all of the members of the Residents Council present. Christy Battistoni will be there to give a presentation of the annual financial review, and will give a report on what to expect for monthly service fee increases for 2024. And also there will be a brief presentation from Ann Gordon on behalf of the Benefit Fund. So you won't want to miss that meeting. On Friday of this week, there will be some shuffling around because we need the PAC for our fourth quarter blood drive. We do still have some appointments available, and we would really like to see residents, staff, and loved ones sign up for the blood drive on Friday. If you are free, please sign up through the American Red Cross website. This is not a Woodland Pond request. This is a request of the American Red Cross. This time of year, any time of year, there is a huge blood shortage here, and we really need those blood donations. So if you can make a donation of blood on Friday, we do have some slots available, and you can do that through the American Red Cross website. The blood drive goes from 10 till 3, and a few of the changes that will be moved. The Pinochle group will play in the 4th floor Central Lounge at 1 p.m. The new resident social and orientation will be in the game room at 2 p.m. and Simple Melodies will be in the classroom at 3 p.m. Also, Deb's Yoga will be moving, I think, to the art studio. I didn't print that out, but just look for those announcements. I'm sure Gretchen will put them in the mailroom. The next thing is really exciting. So Woodland Pond is the host of the Ulster County Chamber Mixer. I'm sorry, not the mixer. The Ulster County Chamber of Commerce breakfast meeting, which is going to be held at the Wiltwick Golf Club on Wednesday, November 15th, beginning at 7:30 a.m. And what is really exciting is the guest speaker at that breakfast is going to be Dr. Daryl Wheeler, who is the president of SUNY Ulster. I'm sorry, SUNY New Paltz. I should be looking at my notes. I'm still learning how to be a broadcaster. Dr. Daryl Wheeler, who is the president of SUNY New Paltz. So we are hosting and he's speaking. And because we are hosting, we have a table and we've got slots. So if you would like to attend that breakfast as our guest, I think we have 6 seats available. It will be our treat, and we will provide you transportation if you're a resident or a staff member. It'll be first come, first serve, and we'll do a waiting list. We would need to leave here at 6:45 a.m. So again, if you would like to attend this Chamber of Commerce breakfast and hear Dr. Wheeler speak, I'm sure you'll get to shake hands and meet him as well. Again, that breakfast is at 7:30 a.m. at Wiltwick Golf Course. It's the Ulster County Chamber of Commerce breakfast on November 15th. It's usually a great, nice, hot breakfast. You'll get to meet lots of people from Ulster County Chamber of Commerce members. And we will leave here for those that need a ride on Woodland Pond Transportation at 6:45 a.m. I know it's early, but this is a great one. I know lots of people have seen different press pieces about Dr. Wheeler. I had an opportunity to have a personal meeting with him in August. I showed him around the campus. He was here for about 90 minutes or so. He was really impressed. I'm sure that if you have even a little bit of an inclination to hear him speak, this would be a great opportunity. And especially since we're going to be there as actually the sponsor. I know I said host, but obviously Wiltwick is hosting it. We're the sponsor of that event. Please do sign up with Concierge. Again, that's on November 15th, and we do have 6 seats available. We'd love to have you join us. Let's see. The next thing that I wanted to touch on was we do have the results of the emergency exercise survey in. So thank you so much to everyone that has completed those surveys. The results were really overwhelmingly, not unanimous, obviously, but really sort of majority in the same direction, pretty much on every question. And I will get a summary of those out in writing. Really in favor of the exercise and in favor of the preparedness that we've been doing for emergencies. So I do appreciate that. There were 2 things that really struck me as I reviewed the results of the surveys. And the 2 things were as follows. So if you could think about this a little bit and help me kind of ponder this, I will include this in the email that I send out with this link, which hopefully the adult children and loved ones will help me with. And also I'll put this in the Chanticleer on Friday. But the 2 things that really struck me, first of all, a lot of the residents indicated that your loved ones are not on our emergency alert system. So did not receive the alerts about the emergency drill on the day of the exercise. So that does, it was surprising to me. I don't want to go as strongly as saying concern me, because obviously the loved ones don't have to be on our emergency alert system. That's their choice. But I think of it in terms of if there was really truly an emergency on the campus and you are a loved one of a resident at the community, and I put myself in the shoes of the adult child, let's say, of a resident. And let's say that there was a fire or a truly a hostage situation on the campus, like was drilled for on October 4th. And there was no other way of knowing what was going on. I know that I would want to be notified. And the way that we do that is through these emergency alerts. So this is not the listserv. This is not the email listserv that we send out the YouTube alerts for on Tuesdays. It's not the COVID memo listserv or the Chanticleer listserv. This is not the email listserv. This is actually an emergency alert. So this is something that only goes out if there's really an emergency or if we do a test. So it was quite striking to me that so many of you indicated that your loved ones are not on the emergency alert system. So that was a really really a striking finding of the survey. So I am going to encourage you to talk to your loved ones about adding their names or phone numbers. Well, we do need their phone numbers or email addresses to our emergency alert systems. So I will encourage that in my communications with folks. The other thing that I thought was really interesting was the question that we asked at the end, which was, which types of drills would you like us to focus on going forward? It was very interesting to me that so many of you indicated that you thought fire, and that you thought that fire was the greatest risk to the community in terms of, I guess, statistics or probability. And it just kind of made me think, you know, I wonder what makes you think that. I'm I assume experience, history, news, those kinds of things. Certainly here at the community, the emergencies that we've had on campus have not been fire related. Knock on wood, thank God we've never had a fire on campus. We've had burnt food on the stove, but never, flames. We've actually never really had a true smoke incident. We've had minor smoke, thank goodness. But what we have had is sprinkler pipe bursts, sprinkler heads that have discharged because of, faulty heads, sprinkler heads and things like that. So when we've had actual, quote, emergencies on campus, those have actually been our most likely. Sprinkler pipe failures have been our most likely on this campus. So that was very interesting to me, was that residents found that fire was in your head or your minds the most likely to happen. And that was what you wanted us to drill on. But by and large, and I mean the vast majority of the surveys came back and indicated that you absolutely wanted us to continue drilling. Many people wanted us to actually evacuate wings, indicated that you wanted to practice evacuating your independent living wings and apartments, that you wanted us to drill on what would happen again if a fire alarm went off and staying in place. And there was a lot of discussion about the fact that we need to be doing much more regular and routine reminding of residents about what the safety protocols are for if the fire alarm goes off, the shelter in place reminders, and those kinds of things. So I think you're absolutely right. And our safety committee and my executive team, our leadership team needs to think about the best way to do that. So what I'm thinking now certainly is quarterly reminders. And I'm actually thinking maybe a door magnet. Everyone has, your doors, certainly in your apartments, and I believe the cottages are metal doors. Everyone has a refrigerator. I think that, most of the refrigerators would take a magnet. Maybe I'm thinking a large magnet that would just hold sort of those protocols, but I've got to think of something that would be a visual reminder to say, when the fire alarm goes off, the expectation is you need to shelter in place unless you're in imminent danger. And that is the, by and large, recommendation of the fire chief. Unless you see smoke or flames, unless there's water pouring in from your ceiling because your sprinkler pipe has burst. Our building is fully sprinklered. We are in, they're built to be fire safe, apartments and cottages and so forth. And because the fire department, for example, if there is a fire or smoke situation, or even any kind of an emergency response situation, the emergency responders want us to stay put. That is a different situation than a lot of us were trained on. It used to be the situation that folks wanted us to evacuate when we heard a fire alarm or heard some kind of an alarm, because that's the way that the training used to be. But now first responders say they want us to stay put unless we're in imminent danger, because they don't want the hallways clogged with people. They don't want the stairways clogged with people. They need to be able to come in quickly and get to the location where the fire alarm system is telling them where the smoke head or the fire detection system is telling them the problem is, without needing to navigate through people that might be trying to evacuate. Other really critical things, like it's super important to keep your doors closed if you have an indication that there's a fire, because it's opening those doors that lets the oxygen go and feed fire, feed smoke. So there's some basic things that we definitely need to be reiterating. Reminding folks that if you cannot ascend or descend a set of stairs and you would need to evacuate the building. So we definitely need to get those really basic reminders out on a quarterly basis. And that was sort of a pervasive theme in those surveys. So thank you so much to everyone that responded. We hugely appreciate your support and your continued participation in these safety preparedness measures. And we will get some more information out to you on all of that. Last thing I just wanted to mention, you will see a new face at Concierge this week. This is Lindsay. Lindsay is our new senior daytime concierge. That is her title, senior concierge. And Lindsay will be with us full-time Monday through Friday. This is a new position, senior concierge. This is somewhat of an elite concierge position. We're thrilled to have Lindsay. Lisa Sia, who you all know for many years, has taken the senior concierge position for the afternoon and evening position. So we've got a senior day concierge and a senior evening / night concierge. So those are two elite positions. We're thrilled to have them. And so please welcome Lindsay. It's going to take her some time to get to know you all, but we're thrilled to have those elevated positions. And let's welcome Lindsay and get her to hit the ground running. And I'm in all the rest of the week. You know how to find me, and I will see you all soon. Thanks so much.